Thank you. And you, there you go. You're muted, Tina.
Unmute myself.
There you go.
Right. So today I will, so as all of you have been hearing me and other real estate agents telling everybody that we are short of inventory and that is a seller's market right now. But, I don't recall telling you how the process worked from the transaction from listing to close. So I want to share that with you guys today. So here is the beginning. When you are looking to sell, I always tell people the first thing is if you or your family or friend just say, you know what, I want to sell my house. This is the time where you said you need to talk to a professional. So because what we do is when we come out, we're going to talk to the seller or the potential seller about the time constraint. Why are they selling? Is it because they relocating for work, they just want to downsize to make some extra money, or if they have any other goal, if they're getting married and they want to buy a joint home with their spouse. All of that come into place when we're talking about selling and getting the right price for that. Obviously, right now, the market, it's so crazy because we do not have enough inventory for all this buyer that we have out there. So things are little different, but it's the same basic concept, right? We will work on take a look at what's currently for sale on the market. We look at the price that was sold on the home, similar home to you, absorption rate, and the odds of selling. Obviously, the odds of selling right now is amazing, right? If you have a house and you put it on the market, the odds of selling is pretty good. Absorption rate is when we take the number of home that is sold for that month, and then we divide by the numbers of home that currently on the market. That's how you get the absorption rates. And anything that is higher than 20%, that's a seller's market. Anything, so it's, if we break it down to months, let's say, we sold 10 house this month and we have 100 home that's total for sale on the market, that it's going to be 10. So that's mean it's going to be take you, the average is going to be 10 months to sell the house. Obviously, on a more balanced market, that's going to be between 5 to 7 months. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of time when you sign a listing contract with a real estate agent, they give you a 6 months for that reason, for the balance of the market. Obviously, don't hesitate to ask for less time. And remember, even if you sign the listing contract, if the agent doesn't deliver what they promise you from the beginning, you have every right to get out of that contract. You do not have to stay for however long that you sign that contract for. And the reason why I emphasize on that is because often enough, I hear a lot of sellers saying that they can't get out, even if they're very unhappy with the services. And that make a lot of us as good realtor look bad, because we're like, no, you can get out. You can find the one who will do what they promise you they do. All right, so once we figured out, the home that's on the market, the absorption rate, the odds of selling, then we'll go down and talk to the potential seller about the inspection, making repairs, making improvements, staging your home, declutter. And then, maybe if we feel like if you're gonna make more money by enhancing something, we'll let you know. But this is important because a lot of time when people think about selling, immediately they're gonna think about, oh, I need to make repairs and improvement. And the reason why is that's what people do, right? Oh, everybody have a honey to-do list on your home. So when you think about selling, that's the first thing you think of is the honey to-do list. please don't do that. Make sure you talk to a realtor so that we can tell you what is worth to spend your time and your money on. Because think about it, not every home seller like the paint color that you're gonna paint. Not every buyer gonna like the carpet color that you're putting in. So these are the things that you can say so that you can make it into an incentive for buyers. And then, so this is what you need to do. Once we sit down with the potential seller, talk about all of this, this is when we're talk about determine the price. Once we have the price and everyone agree with, then it's time for us to go to work. How are we going to attract qualified buyer? We have the multiple listing services. We have print advertising, internet advertising, virtual tour, open home, open house, direct marketing. Some of us do more than others, so it's important for you to interview at least 3 realtors and see what they do as far as their marketing. Even when the market is like this, you need to have an experience or a good realtor who market your home, because supply and demand, right? So you want to make sure you attract as many qualified buyers as possible. And here is the thing that I hear a lot lately is over asking price. All right, so let me break it down. Sometimes over asking price when they offer may not be the good offer for you, because there are other contingency to a contract. So, a lot of time now, especially now, a lot of buyer will say it's going to be contingency upon us selling our home. So it sounds like a done deal, right? But sometimes it isn't. Sometimes, in real estate, we say it's not truly done until everybody signed, the buyer got the key and move into their home. So things can fall through the day of closing. So you want to make sure that you sit down with your agent and go through all the offer and break it down and truly see how much you're really getting at the end of the day. So what I usually do is think about it this way. If you are, as a buyer, if they're financing, they're going to have to go through what's called the appraisal process, right? The bank is not going to loan you money unless they know that, the home is good for the price. So a lot of time when you hear agents say more than asking price, so you have to think, all right, so are you really, did that agent did you a favor, or are they pricing it too low? And when appraisal came in, it come in at asking price, right? Because if the agent priced it too low, a buyer come in and offer it $10,000 more, and then appraiser come in and appraise the home, and they're like, yep, it's at the offer price. That's mean that somewhere along the line, your agent priced it 10 grand lower than market value.
2 minutes, Tina.
All right, so that's something that I really want you guys to be careful of. Just because there's a lot of over asking, that doesn't mean that the agent is actually doing the market analysis, they're pricing correctly. What I usually do is, this is something that you have to remember, and just make sure whoever you work with, know this. What I usually do is I price it to the maximum that I know that I can get for a property at market value. And then anytime somebody come in and said, we're gonna offer more than asking, my next question to them is, do you have that extra cash to bring to the closing table? The reason why you ask that is because if appraisal come in at the asking price, they're gonna have to have that money to come in and bring it in. So for instance, if you have 2 home buyer and one offered 2,000 extra, one offered 10,000 extra. Obviously, at first hand, the 10,000, it's a lot better. But if the 10,000 doesn't have that 10,000 extra to bring to the closing table, the 2 do, So guess what? At the end, that 2,000, that's 2,000 more versus asking price. So those are the things that you really do have to talk to your agent about, and make sure that you go through every offer and write everything down and make sure that you make the best decision for you and for your family.